is that I didn't know anything about it until I started reading posts from people who saw it. So you can call it spread of mouth. Anything else? Any more questions?
Sir,
Yes.
sir. Hi, good evening. Congratulations, everyone. I'm Jude from Broadway World. I'd like to address my question to Ms. Shumei. Prior to assuming the role in the first run, what is your understanding of the role? And now that you're doing it in the rerun, how deep is your understanding of Adela? It's on.
It's the same role, yes, the same lines. The difference is that I have aged a year, and I now am a real Lola. So that has changed my interpretation. Even Floyd pointed it out in one of the rehearsals. Somehow, the experiences, of course, of the actors, just like what Adela said, life makes you an artist, and life happens, and it will certainly color your interpretation. So it's the same for me. So for those who have seen it before, come again, because it's not entirely different, but it's certainly richer and more nuanced and better.
Sir, question.
Hi, Florencio from Ano to Life. First, ang tanong ko lang po, sino po yung, since this is a rerun, sino po yung mga bagong cast na first time maging part ng production?
Well, we're very blessed to have three wonderful new actors. The previous actors who created the roles, in all fairness, may Teroy Guzman, Khalil Almonte, and Farley Asuncion, all had previous commitments, so they weren't able to join. But we're very, very lucky to have Gab Pagabigan, who is a two-time NAMSI awardee. Ang description sa kanya wala siyang contest na sinasalihan na natatalo siya. And this is his acting debut, and I hope he's enjoying it. Of course, we have Boo Gabonado, who, like we said earlier, who has been on a roll. His work as Eman in Huling Olbimbos garnered in rave reviews, and previous to that, Mula sa Buwan, where he played Cyrano. And then, of course, not that they're happily, wonderfully married together, but it's always nice to see Mr. Noni Buencamino with Ms. Shumei. He's always been very, very supportive ever since the first run, watching over rehearsals, picking up his wife. So we said, why not? Let's do it.
I still bring her to rehearsals. No, but but this time I'm preoccupied with memorizing my lines. So I'm very happy to be with the cast. I'm enjoying myself, and a bit nervous about the long lines, but excited at the same time.
Last question ko lang po, what can you say about the appreciation of Filipinos for Kundiman, since this is also a very kind of rare na rin, kasi you never see Kundiman on mainstream media naman, di ba?
Yes, it is quite challenging for us to be using the Kundiman now because, as you said, with the influx of popular music, not only Filipino popular music, but also the foreign popular music. The audience now, especially the young ones, are not very familiar with the sound. But the thing is, with the Kundiman kasi is really, it started as an extemporaneous singing, no? And then it eventually evolved. That was in the 1800s, no? And then, 1800s. And then eventually it evolved into the love, and it has always been about love, but it has evolved into other aspects, like not just about love, but also about patriotism, love for the country, for religious devotion, and also love for the family. And it has always been parang a community song. The precursor is the Kumintang, which Mutya ng Pasig is. So Kumintang is a war song, war dance song. So that's the precursor of Kundiman. And then the other kinds of Kundiman, the lullabies, you perform them, you sing them for social functions, like for you're making hele, but when you're cradling a baby to sleep, and then when you're singing a kundiman for a religious kundiman, you sing it for praise. So it's very inclusive of everyone, not just of the person singing, and not just for one person dedicated to whom you're dedicating it to. So kundiman actually is an expression of devotion, of deep devotion for anything, even for an ideal. That's why patriotism comes in. So yeah, that aspect of kundiman will attract our audiences. That's why it is still relevant until now. And even until now, even during rallies, when we're calling for something, we go sing Bayan Ko. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows Bayan Ko, is familiar with Bayan Ko. So yeah, kundiman is still very much alive, even if unconsciously we don't know, but we use it always. When there's an urgent need to express devotion, we always use kundiman.
Thank you very much.
I hope I answered your question.